Kids, welcome to day 2 craft. Today we are going to make this cool backpack thing that's called Forgiven. It spells out forgiven. Do you guys remember what Saul was doing before he became Paul? He persecuted all Christians and threw them in jail, or he had them killed. He was not doing very good work. But you know what? Jesus called to him and he was forgiven, because he accepted Christ and he went on to preach the gospel, and his name became Paul. So there's a big difference between Saul, S-A-U-L, and Paul, P-A-U-L. Saul was the bad guy that became the good guy, the hero, who was named Paul. He cried out to God to forgive him. He was forgiven, and so he went on to do many good things, like write most of the New Testament, and all because he was excited to preach the word of Jesus. All right, guys, so today's craft is the Forgiven backpack little zipper thing. So you'll take your string. Kids, you may need to have help a little bit with this. There's a lot of little pieces, parents. So you'll take the string, make it as even as possible. You'll pick up your little loop, your little keychain. You'll go feed it through, and then feed both ends of the circle through. And that didn't work. All right, so you'll take this, feed this through, and there's your little bit of a knot. So now what we're going to do is feed one bead through one of the strings all the way up, and then we take the other string, the one that it's not on, and we'll feed it through the opposite end. So this first string came out of the hole. This second string is going to go into the hole. All right, so now we have our first bead. Next up, it's going to be our letters. It's best to put them in order so that way you can just grab them quickly. So, Forgiven, F-O-R-G-I-V-E-N. Same thing, feed it through one hole. And then you feed the other string through the opposite end. All right, and pull it tight. And then, as you can see, I have it started. I know this video is going to be a little hard because it's a lot of little stuff and it's time consuming. So just again, feed one end through, and then you feed the other cord through the other end. Keep repeating this process until you got all of them on. If you want, you can roll the letters so that way they're facing. Now this one looks like it's upside down, but if you actually turn it around, it is right side out. So don't worry about it as long as you're doing it right. Parents, this did take me a couple times to figure out. Okay. So as you see, I've tightened this up as I went. I put it in order so it says Forgiven. And then you add your last bead, same way. Now parents, this cross is a little difficult. So this little cross is difficult. It's a small hole, so I put a paper clip to widen the hole. So makes the hole a little bigger. And this time you just enter one side through, which the hole is small. The string gets wide at this point, so you got to do what you can to make it fit in there. I was able to get this one on, but it is difficult. Otherwise, it'll still look pretty good without it on. But I gotta warn you, this cross is very difficult to get maneuvered. So, once you're done, just make sure you tie it in a knot. I always do a double knot. Voila. And then trim your excess, and there you go. Whatever knot you want to use on the bottom is fine. But I recommend throwing this piece away when you're done if you don't use it, so no one will choke on it. But there you are, forgiven.